So we're keeping our eye on the world of track and field on the SportsMax Zone, and big news surfacing earlier Tuesday that the reigning Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah will not be defending her 200-meter crown at this summer's edition of the Games. Thompson-Herah, who picked up an injury in the 100 meters at the New York Grand Prix last week, says she's awaiting professional advice on the injury ahead of the Jamaican national trials slated to begin on June 27. It remains to be seen if she will be fit enough to take part. Disappointing news, because she was looking to create history here, having already created history in doing the double-double twice. Yeah. In 2016 and, of course, in 2021. So, obviously, she will not be able to do it a third time. I think she would have received some advice for her to know that she wouldn't be able to do the rounds of the 100 and the 200 meters at the national championships. It probably doesn't necessarily mean that she's injured to a degree where she'll be missing, but I think she has ruled out running so many races over the course of 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and not only ruled out running so many races, but also likely ruling out the event that would probably challenge her more because of the kind of injury she has. There's the constant reference to the injury. We're not clear exactly what the injury is. We know that she has had an Achilles issue for several years now, and coming off the track when she was hurt, if you looked at where there were icing, it was down to her lower leg. So I believe that outside of the load that she would have to take on if she, competes in Paris, running the curve, if you have an Achilles issue, running the curve would exacerbate the issue even more than just a straight run. So I think it probably is a little bit more than just the load, but also choosing the flat, straight event that would probably not be as taxing on the injury that she has. She has gone to Germany to get some expert treatment from a specialist doctor who, knows how to repair damages like this. So let's hope it works out well. She doesn't have a lot of time left before the Jamaica national trials, and she'll have to get past that first before she goes to Paris.
Can you paint the story of her endeavor, what she was trying to achieve in Paris here? Because, of course, she would have won the 100 and 200 meters over the course of 2 Olympic Games. Could you just paint that picture as to what she was trying to achieve in Paris in going for a next double?
Well, it was already history-making what she did. So to achieve it 3 times in a row would have been equaling what Usain Bolt did. So that would take her to a level that would, be, I don't want to say unreachable, but in the realm of women's sprinting, it would be a mark that would be indelibly written into the annals of Olympic sprinting, because no one had ever done what she did before, and she was trying now to stretch it even further. So I think it would put a mark on her, on the history-making nature of what she was trying to achieve, because a lot of people consider her, because of her double-double Olympic success, as the greatest Olympic women's sprinter of all time. And there is the view that because of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's body of work, that these two have sort of lifted themselves away from a lot of history's outstanding female sprinters as far as Olympic running is concerned. I would also suggest, though, that if she could have or would have achieved the sprint double in Paris, as she did in Tokyo and the Rio Games, which she achieved in 2016, it would just put her in a class by herself as far as Olympic sprinting is concerned for women.
It is disappointing for her. I hope she can make it to at least defend the 100-meter crown, because we won't want her legacy to end like that. She would have been in the conversation of greatest sprint of all time if she had achieved that double-double or triple-double, I should say.
That's what it would have been, yeah.
But all our hearts go to Elaine Thompson-Herah. We do have a bit of breaking news, Sir Lance. It has just come to us in the SportsMax Zone. The Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association is pleased to announce the staging of the special men's 4x400 meter relay event at the National Senior and Junior Championships on Sunday, June 30, 2024. This event is a crucial step in our final pursuit of qualifying for the Paris Olympic Games 2024. And they are scheduled to have a Zoom meeting this evening in about 45 minutes to discuss the details of it. So breaking, I'm not going to say that they listened to Stephen Francis because obviously that interview just dropped, but the advice that he was given there in regards to running the event at the national championships, obviously they would have known about that option in the last few days, and they have decided to exercise that option, which is good news. Another chance for Jamaica to qualify for the Olympic Games at 4x400 meters for men, which means that there would have been gathering other relay teams, maybe countries, to take part on that final day at the National Stadium.
Yeah, and part of the reason why this story has been so gripping, Donald, is because of the history of Jamaica in 4x400 relays. 1948, 1952, Jamaica were the big name in 4x400 meter running. I remember when I was at the BBC studying, one of my tutors, when he found out that I was from Jamaica, he came to me immediately, and he had been at the 1948 London Olympics, and he said, "Those two tall men that you had from Jamaica, what were their names again?" I said, "Wint and McKinley." I said, those were, he was still talking about them because of the sort of impact that they had had on world 400 meter running at the time. This was 1948.
Yes.
I was in London in 1986 at the BBC. So Johnny, his name was Johnny Tudor. Yeah, and he was still reminiscing, glowingly about how Wint and McKinley, as the standard bearers for Jamaica 400 meter running at the time, captured the imagination of the fans in London then, in pretty much the same way Usain Bolt would have in 2012. And it is because of that kind of history that a lot of Jamaican fans are now disappointed that there could be a 4x400 relay in Paris and the Jamaicans not being there. But let's see what happens over the course of the trials and see if they make the qualifying time.
Well, one more event on that final day makes it even more exciting, these national trials. So don't want to miss that one. We'll take a break, back with more, and we're talking about interactive on the other side of the break. Stay with us.